somebody a question, you're in control. So I just want to get Paige to say a little thing really quickly.
So last week on our appointments, we were implementing this. And so what's cool is I was saying what my specialty was. And then I was saying, yeah, Kelly's actually shadowing us because we actually sought her out because of her background and her professionalism with chiropractors, nurses, physiotherapists, etc. So that's why we hired her, is because of her background in this. And so even though we're both sitting there talking about combine, it just brings an extra level of credibility to say, well, we're bringing this person on board, or we hired this person because of their specialty in this.
Beautiful, right? Let's give Paige a huge round of applause. Right, and the understanding, guys, the reason why we want to specialize in something, again, you still protect everybody. But the idea is, if you want somebody to work on your parent's heart or your heart, do you want the specialist, the heart surgeon, or do you want the guy that just got out of med school? You want the specialist, right? So that's why we're specializing in something, because for some reason it gives them extra poise, right? So great job, everybody. Delicious. It's yellow. It is. All right. So people that you are trying to have an appointment with, have fun with the stuff that they spend money on. So as Dan just said, they have the money. If somebody goes, Mark or Dan, I don't have the money for a whole year, what was that to him? It was a lie. It was a straight up lie. I'll call you back in a year. I'll call you back in a year and see if it's okay for that. And he's like, okay. But it's because for some reason they haven't seen the value in it. But it's just finding that, right? And understand they want to spend money they have fun on. So that's why you want to be sitting down with them having fun. Now again, some people you're gonna have to just chase for a year and a half, right? But that's our job. It's to educate people. Because sometimes just with one person, they'll be like, I need this. Where were you months ago? That's the ideal client, right? But some other people are like, I just gonna keep putting it off until they see it. So once Dan shows them what it is and has fun with it, guaranteed they're gonna want it, right? But obviously now in this type of crisis, we can actually capitalize on an emotional thing too. But laughter is emotion, right? Fear and all that kind of stuff is still emotion. We don't want to capitalize on that. But at the end of the day, that's what's happening in the world, and we have a solution for them, right? When you get people having fun and laughing, it's time for action. So when you notice them having fun and they're kind of going back and forth, and if you can hit them up with a joke at the beginning like that, it releases them. So even when you're doing your presentation and you haven't shown that, you can still say the exact script that we just talked about today, just to open it up a little bit, right? And you can just go right into it. Make sense with everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So be your fun self, obviously, right? Probably the easiest thing here is be your fun self, not your boring self, your crazy self, just your fun self, right? Like just have fun with this business and you'll change everything. Know this, there is nothing, and this is a real big point, guys. I want you guys to understand this, and this might be a fear why you're not going out there and sharing this, and I can tell, right? Know this, there is nothing you say or do that can screw up the appointment. Side note, don't try to prove me wrong here. We're gonna wear a clown outfit. Every second word's a swear word. That's not gonna help. Guys, we'll stay focused here, guys. But there's nothing you can say or do, nothing you can say or do that can screw up the appointment. I really want you guys to understand this. So you shouldn't have fear when you go sit down with somebody. They've never seen it before, and you're giving them the best presentation they've ever seen. 97% of the people have not seen it. So if you think your presentation is not good enough, you don't have the confidence and all that kind of stuff, don't worry about it. They haven't seen it before. And you can't say anything wrong unless, again, every second word's a swear word. That's a bold strategy, right? But everything else, if it's just like this, it is a game changer. But know this, it's only what you don't say or don't do that prevents the sale. Here's the thing, and that's what we're gonna go through today. We're gonna get Paige to come up here. It's only what you don't say or you don't do that prevents the sale. You know, after that, sometimes you leave the meeting or a sit down or something like an appointment, you're like, oh, I should have said this. Right. That's the practice. That's the Kobe's and the Michael Jordans practicing every single day to have your claim story that good. Guys, I just heard that claim story today and I can say it that quick. Why? Because I'm practicing all the time. But if yours is not that good, that means you're not practicing. It's obvious. You just throw you a basketball and you haven't been able to dribble and you just, you know, and it feels weird. That kind of stuff. You need to practice, right? So you look the part, right? That's basketball. Okay. So here's a bunch. That's a crossover. Dan knows it. All right. You probably didn't do a few things. First thing, you probably didn't call. Brain buster, right? You probably didn't make the phone call to actually book the appointment. You have to book appointments, guys. Your business will excel. You'll know it when you book appointments. When you have 10 appointments booked up for the week, your confidence goes up. Okay? Didn't make them laugh. If you did the whole appointment and they're sitting like this the whole time, I would honestly just stop the whole trying to do anything and just trying to see if I can break that. I wouldn't keep going. It's a waste of time, right? So you want to kind of just break it, see if you can find out what they like, find some interest in the person so you can break free of this, right? You look up on the wall, you see, or they just, you know, their interest is in fishing, right? Say something to do with fishing. I don't know, but you can always have fun, but you're trying to find something they can relate to so they can just that, right? Once you see that body language, they do this, you know where it's going to go afterwards. Listen. Oh, crazy one, Mark. This might be one of the craziest things there is that they're going to tell you the answer to every question. If you just you ask them a question, let them talk, they're going to talk about pain. You know how much people love to talk? Yeah. It's amazing how much people want to talk about their pain and their suffering and the problems and the coronavirus. It's amazing how much they want to talk about it. So just listen, and then they're going to give you the solutions every single time, right? So you're going to ask follow-up questions. Oh, what happened with your injury? Tell me about it. Did it prevent you from doing anything? Yeah. I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. You're like, it's music. It's just music to your ears because you're understanding like now you have a reason why to protect them and they're telling you. Yes. If they're telling you what they need this for, game on. Yeah. Ask the right questions, right? So when you're going through Form IQ, you're gonna ask the right questions. So obviously you just continue to follow through the Form IQ, you will find it, and it's asking how you ask the questions. So you don't just go like this, oh, you've been injured before? Yeah, sweet, injury. That's it. You know, follow-up questions. Continue to find out what it is. If somebody's ever been hurt before, this is the perfect product for them. If they've ever been in the hospital before, if they've ever had a kidney stone before, if they've had anything like that, that's a pain point that you can now find a solution to, right? Ask for the sale, ask for the sale, ask for the sale. At the end of the day, guys, you're asking for a decision. So this is actually, we changed the word from sale to decision. Ask for the decision. Right? Because I know that honestly people are like, well, just use the word sale, Mark. I'm like, you know what? Let's just change that. If you guys don't want to talk about that stuff because it's somewhere blocked in your mind that you don't want to sell people, fine. Ask for the decision. Hey, at the end of the day, guys, if you're just going to ask for the decision, that's what Paige is going to come up here and do. You might not be asking for the decision. You might get through all the products, show them the thing like this and be like, all right, super sweet. Now I'm going to go and email you a couple plans and maybe you'll like that. And then do you think they actually, do you know what the 90% of what they're thinking is? This person does not have the confidence in themselves to even ask me. Because that's the whole point of them being here. So that's why they're like, okay, fluff. And then you're chasing somebody for 3 months on something because you were just like not willing to ask. I guarantee if you just start asking for the decision, and we'll teach you this today, it'll change your business tenfold. Just go in there. I'm going to show them something they've never seen before. I'm going to find out the value because I was listening. I'm asking the right questions. I'm doing the 4-step process. I'm doing the Form IQ, and then out of nowhere, ask for the decision to finish it up. And you'll honestly change your life because you'll find out how amazing it is. Because anybody that you ever, you know, asked the decision before and they got something, been mad at you, called you back and just been like, you. No. Did it when they got the claim? Are they mad at you, Dan? Nope. Paige, $12,600. Is that well they're mad? No. You piece of that should have been $12,603, right? Whatever it is, like what are they mad? They're not mad. You just changed their life actually. You just, the person was not even at work and they got $12,600. If you just walked around with that story all day, your business would shoot up. It's incredible. It just to explain the story, but it's how you explain the story. And then ask for the referral, right? Ask for the referral because then your business doesn't have to go back to networking every single week. It doesn't have to go back. If somebody makes a decision and goes yes, ask for more referrals right afterwards, especially if they claim. And then follow up. Remember they've talked about this? Dan does a great job. He's continuing to follow up until they say no, but they haven't seen it. They're gonna say yes. And now this person said yes to themselves, right? So it's understanding these things, guys, are probably things you're not saying or not doing. And that's the only difference with your business. And guys, you'll actually change super quickly if you did that. So we'll go down a little second here.
Just a quick thing, just to reference my story before, she probably wouldn't have called me this morning if I hadn't called her last week to follow up.
Yeah.
Now I'm in her mind, and now that's why she called me back the very next week, Monday morning.
Fantastic. Let's give Dan a huge round of applause. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get Paige's ask. I know people are like, Paige's close. We're going to say ask because maybe there's a blockage. And I don't care. We'll change anything. We'll do it in different accents. We'll do it in different things. We'll change outfits. I don't care. Whatever can get you to go out there and protect people, that's our job in this business. So this is Paige's ask, what she's asking at the end of the appointment, because then she knows she's not wasting her time, right? So let's give it up for the wonderful Paige Gee.
Okay, so what do you do after you've shown the products to people? So we've guided them through picking which products that we recommend. So when I'm sitting down with them, I'm putting everything in the Quoten app and I'm asking them questions along the way. So this is what I would do. If in the Quoten app, we had $125 sitting there. So that's HEA, HES, OEA, a little bit of IES. It's $125. That's what we came up with. I would say, okay, Abigail, do you mind just pulling out your calculator right now? Okay, so take $125 and let's divide that by 30. And I sit there and wait until they do it because then they're taking action on it. $4.16 a day. Perfect. So Abigail, do you feel like you are worth $4.16 a day? Okay, that's awesome. So is there any reason why you wouldn't feel comfortable with going through this with this coverage today? Okay, fantastic. So that's honestly what we do. So when we sit down with them and we put the iPad in front of them, they can now tweak it. So if you see that after you show them $4.16 a day, they kind of go, I know right now there's a blockage in their mind of why they don't want to go forward with the $4.16. So then I go, okay, no worries. You know what? Right here, let me give you this iPad. You can actually decrease the increments a little bit. This was the plan that I recommended just based on what you actually need and what I was thinking that you could afford based on what you make. But let's just backtrack it a little bit. Let's see what the bare minimum coverage is. And then they actually physically are either downselling or upselling themselves based on what they feel they're worth and what they can afford. And then sometimes it might have been $100. So then you take $100 and divide it by 30. Okay, now let's see what $100 looks like per day. And then you get them to feel comfortable, but they're actually choosing because they're holding the iPad. So when you ask someone, do you feel like your family is worth $5 a day? Right? If they're like kind of hesitant, then you know, okay, let's bring it down a little bit. Or if they're like, yeah, I feel like I'm worth $4.16 a day. Perfect. Is there any reason why you wouldn't feel comfortable going forward with this plan today? No? Okay, so do you have a copy of your driver's license?
Practice. We'll get practice.
Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to turn to your partner and you're going to quote them on X amount of coverage per month, get them to divide it by 30, and then ask the question, do you feel like you are worth blank per day? And then the follow-up question, is there any reason why you wouldn't feel comfortable going forward with this plan today? We have one question in the room.
When do we have?
And then, yes, breaking it down per family member. So this is obviously an individual at this moment. We'll come after we practice talking about individual, we'll talk about what we would do with a family plan. All right, so turn to your neighbor and quote them per day and ask those questions. Awesome. All right, awesome. All right, give yourselves a round of applause.
Yeah.
Okay, so did anyone feel uncomfortable with that, or did it seem to flow pretty good?
It was awesome.
100% of people in the room said it flowed really nicely. So that's honestly what I do. Every single appointment, I get them to break it down, because even at $14 a month, you might think, oh, that everybody would feel like they're worth that. But if you break it down and you're like, for 47 cents a day, Teddy, do you feel like you're worth 47 cents a day? 100%, she said. So it's almost a no-brainer at that point, because now they're looking at it and they're like, well, yeah, obviously. No one wants to say, I don't feel like I have self-worth enough for 47 cents a day. Honestly, no one has ever said no, but you can see the buying signals of where they're at, because if they hesitate and go, you're like, you know what, that's okay. This is why I love working with Combine and these iPads, because we actually have the flexibility to get it down to your exact budget. So if you don't feel like you're worth $4.16 a day, let's see what $3.85 a day looks like, right? And bring it down a little bit. Or if they're like, well, yeah, I'm worth that. Okay, well, maybe you need a little bit more coverage then. Maybe you can afford $6 a day. So that just gives you a good place to gauge where they're at in the buying process. If they say, yeah, absolutely, you know that's a buying signal like, okay, I need to ask for this sale right now. Is there any reason why you wouldn't feel comfortable going through with this today? Also, I'm basically asking them with this question, what would be holding you up from going through with this coverage? Because let me have the opportunity to handle those objections. So you're basically asking them what the objection would be so that you can help them understand it, because if they understand it and they make that decision on their own, your persistency is going to be up higher. Because if you're trying to just smooth talk them into a quick sale, you don't ever want them to be like, okay, wait, what did I just buy? You want to know that they said yes because you did your job properly, you handled all the objections, and they want the coverage because of this, this, and this, okay? So now let's go into a family ask. So it would have been $370 if we didn't have a family plan, but today it's only $248. So that's why I absolutely love our family plans. It's because it has the biggest discounts and the most amount of savings. So that's savings of $122. Isn't that amazing? So Abigail, do you mind being my person in the front here? So let's just take this $248 and let's divide it by 30. The reason why I do 30, not 31, not 28 is because most months have at least 30 days, okay? So what's 248 divided by 30? So that's $8.27 a day. So you have 5 members in the family. Let's go and divide that number by 5.
That'll be $1.65.
Wow, Abigail, so for $1.65 a day per family member, you can get covered for both the accident and the sickness coverage. Do you feel like your family is worth $1, what is it, $1.86?
$1.87.
$1.87 per day?
Oh, pardon me, $1.65. Absolutely.
Absolutely, perfect. Okay. Sounds made up. But anyways, so and I didn't write this on the slide, I apologize, but we're gonna take it that next step further. So you're gonna take the 248 divided by 30, $8.27 a day. You could say, do you feel like your family's worth $8.27 a day? But what I would try to do is break it down to the lowest. So then actually take this $8.27 and divide it by 5 family members, right? And then we got $1.65. So now if I'm thinking about it, oh my gosh, for my kids and my entire family to have accident and sickness coverage for only $1.65 a day, that's less than a junior bacon cheeseburger a day or a double a day, right? And so now you can actually see the value in it because the number is so small. So we're going to bring up Mark. And hot potato effect.
All right, let's give Paige a huge round of applause. Great job, Paige. Fantastic. That's great. We're going to bring up this new guy. So guys, understand that this is just the ask for what you're doing here, right? So you want to practice. We'll probably do a bit more of this on Thursday too, just to learn that to practice the ask, practice asking towards this family plan, making it very simple so you're practicing towards the end so that there's a point to it. Because the cool thing about what Paige said there too is if they and they kind of pull back, because this is a very, very smart close, like smart asking of the decision, is because it's like, do you feel you're worth this? No one ever gets that question before, and who's not going to be like, yeah, right? So it's obviously, it's just a helping question. And then after that, is there any reason? And why is she asking that? Because it could just be a simple objection, and you're not finding that out. It might just be like, you know what? Is there any reason why? You know what? I didn't really understand some of the products. Yeah, I didn't understand how they could afford to pay that out, and then you can handle that. Or, you know, I just didn't even really understand how the sickness one works. Can we go through that again? And then you go through it again and it's done. But if you don't get here, then you never know.
Right.
You're just going around just sharing things.
I'm thinking it's you and it may be not.
And it's not you, it's just what you didn't say or you didn't do during your presentation. That's the only difference, is that Dan will never ever, Paige will never ever go to anything like this. Teresa will never go and not ask this. Why? Because that's experience. You're not gonna go there and waste your time, right? It doesn't make any sense, because they could get sick or hurt that day, or they could get hurt by the sick by the coronavirus next week, just because you were like, so I'll get back to you, or maybe get back to me. Maybe we'll do something, right? Like, it's weird if you don't just do something that is there, right? 100%. So great job, Paige. Give Paige a huge round of applause. And she does this every time. So it's our solution, guys. So what we want to go over here in the next little bit here is that promoter talks to create awareness. Again, the way we're talking about, the way we're doing this business, again, you're not going out there telling everybody about insurance. You're telling that we have a solution for people. We have to create awareness. It's from a company that's been around for 100 years, but no one has ever seen this before, and it doesn't even exist. So we need to just go out there and share it. That's what we get paid to go do. Make sense? Fantastic. Second, virtual meeting if in person isn't possible. So we're going to get through this today. We can actually do a virtual meeting if in person isn't possible. I know Teresa does a great job with this, where she does a lot of presentation. If they're out of town, she can actually do the presentation there to find out exactly what it is. And then when she goes there, she's not just going, okay, you need to, to find out to think about it. It's already done. Some people need a few exposures to see it anyways, right? Everyone needs HES and IES for this coronavirus. Like, this is a guarantee. And the reasons why is HES is in case they are hospitalized. Right, for their kids, this actually protects their whole family, everything like that. They'll probably spend a day in the hospital, everything like that, right? So if they do have it, it'll be one day in the hospital, and then they'll probably have to be going to quarantine because they can't keep them there. Make sense, everybody?
Yeah.
So this is for your family, this is for everything. This is why we want to get this one out, number one. Number two, IES, if they are diagnosed and told to quarantine. So again, they can't go, I'm self-quarantining, right? I'm not doing anything. That's not, because it has to be doctor verified. And it has to be, if you've got it, or like, you want to say if you are diagnosed with it, you get it. Now, if a doctor says, you're like this, I need you to go self-quarantine, and they write off and you're like, you're now disabled for this days, most likely you'll be paid from the company, but let's just make sure you're using the word diagnosed just to make sure you're covered, because most likely you will get paid for it, but let's just stay here with diagnosed, because then it's just a word, right? They're not gonna, oh, what happens if, my knee hurts or whatever, right? They're not gonna pay for that. Right? Symptoms are a gray area, so we can only pay if everything is doctor verified. Very simple, guys. Make sure you guys are saying the right things. Don't be like, if you self-quarantine, we'll give you money. Right? That means you don't know the product, and you're probably not going to be an agent very long in the company. All right? Do everything over Zoom, Zoom meeting, and meet for 5 minutes with a mask and gloves for signatures. Now, why do I say you don't have to do that? But if they are worried, if they're like this, listen, I can't leave my house, but I'm super worried about this, well, this is what the company's actually done. We're going to go through a script in a minute here, but the script, you can actually just say, hey, we're going to run through everything here. I'm going to go through all that stuff. You're going to go to the quote and app and everything, and we're going to get it fine there. And I'm just going to come over to your house. It takes 5 minutes. I'm going to wear gloves and a mask if you need me, and I'll just get quick signatures, and I'll leave some stuff behind, and then you're protected. How does that sound? No excuses for nobody, right? And if people are really scared, that's a solution. You're like, Mark, do I have to go get some gloves? Yes. Right? But you're protecting people, and that's what it is. But most people are like, no, it's okay. Come in the house and just be like, a couple of signatures on your iPad, right? Yeah. A couple of signatures on your iPad. This could change your game right now, because you could be doing presentations all day, every day. I know you love being in the parents' basement, so now you can do this all day, every day, right? So anyway, start new meeting. So this is the step. So thank you, Dana. Let's give Dana a huge round of applause. Now, you might be a legend and done Zoom on your phone, or you've done Zoom on the computer. It's different on your iPad. So understand this. You want to make sure you're following this notes. We'll put this in the group afterwards, but follow along so you can just understand and practice it one time before you go do it, right? So call another agent and go through it and kind of go practice what it looks like. Is that okay? All right. So first thing is, so like this, you can use the whiteboard for the sizzle. So down here, there's something called a whiteboard. You can actually go on there, and you can actually type through and actually draw on the sizzle and just be using your finger, and you can actually go through the sizzle really quickly. It's really cool, and that you can do on Zoom and share. So again, talk to your sales leader, or talk to myself or anybody here that's done it before, or go home and practice with another agent so you can go through it. Yeah.
So with like the presentations and stuff, like, I'm assuming now that I'm saying you're probably going to go over it.
Yeah. 100%. So Jordan was just saying, when we were going to get to in 100 seconds, so we're going to actually go through the whole presentation. Everything that's on your screen that you can show on the iPad, you can show on this. Super sweet, right? So everything there is going to be seen, they're going to see exactly what you're seeing. So that's a really cool technology, guys. And next, make sure you practice it, because that's how we do everything here, right? That's how this whole thing is set up, is that we're sharing. So most people, when they're on Zoom, if you haven't been on Zoom, they're seeing this, but they're also seeing this, right? Obviously, right? But understand they can see what's on your screen, and that's what they'll follow through. But you're also, your picture of yourself on the camera could be there, so you could turn that off so it's not distracting, that you're just like doing all that kind of stuff, right? Oh, so you've seen the pen going over, so you just might want to turn that off at that certain point. But during the time, they want to have that visual so they can connect to you guys, right? That's the coolest thing. So this is what it will look like. You can use your fingers and the stylus to draw what's going on. So this is right here, so you actually do the whole presentation right here, and you can just practice this one. So just go to the whiteboard there, practice that one, so you can learn to do that all the time, so they can see all that. Now, if you're doing a regular screen share to show eAgent and the presentation, you have to start a new meeting, obviously, right? Very easy step. Always call in using internet audio. So I know this is actually a really good one. It always says ask you a couple of questions. Call in using internet audio every single time. Make sense, everybody? Yeah. You'll get that question, but some people are like, oh, I don't know which one to pick. Tell them to pick this one too when they come on their end. Does that make sense? Yeah. Awesome. So click on the little green box with an arrow pointing up. So when you see this little box here, you're going to click on that one, okay?
What is that?
And then that'll be select screen. So this little pop-down menu will come up, and then it'll click onto the top one. Will say select screen from the drop-down menu. So then you'll select the screen button, okay? Because it's saying share the screen, okay? So let you guys know. Start the broadcast. So then another little, when you do that, another little pop-up will come up, and it'll say start the broadcast. So you say click start the broadcast, because you might actually have to, turn on screen recording in the settings in order to do this. If that is the case, directions will pop up. So it'll still pop up and be like, you need to do this, and restart recording it. It's just the way iPads work. If you do it on a regular laptop, it's different, but on an iPad, because you're going to want to screen share your actual eAgent, you're going to have to do it like this. So make sure you guys are practicing with somebody before you start doing this, right? But it's very, very simple once you get it going. Once you're sharing the screen, they can see everything that you see on your iPad. So now when you're going through the quote and app, just Jordan, when you're going through the presentation, they can actually follow right through with you, and they're going to guide you. So you're going to have the lovely sounds of Jordan's voice. You can always have a joke with that. You get to hear my lovely voice now going through the policies, and they're just going to follow through. And now you can just be asking them questions. You could even put and go like this, you know, go out of the app and have your claim stories ready to go, and then bring them up, and they'll see the claim story. So it's very, very technical, like, and it's amazing what we do have here. And then when you get into the quote and app, they're going to see all that kind of stuff. So they're going to get to actually pick and see exactly what you're doing. At certain times, if there's a part where you're like, I don't want them to see it, don't screen share. Just stop and put the camera on you if you want, right? If there's a part that you're just like, no, I don't want the screen's blue, right? All that kind of stuff. Yeah, side note.
So, side note, once you're going from Zoom and sharing your screen, and then you double click to go to your eAgent app, make sure that there's nothing inappropriate that are in your other tabs or anything else open. Everyone laughs, but it's like your credibility is on the line because you're literally sharing your screen. So just make sure that things are clean and tidy, and that you exit your apps prior to. And also the background that's on your screen as well can be seen. So just make sure that's also appropriate and professional.
It's this, right? Now they're seeing this on there. That's a really good point. Let's give Paige a huge round of applause for that. A really, really good point, guys, is making sure what's on your screen. Sometimes you might just have another app opened up and you're just like, oh, wow. And it's some Tinder, right? And it's something like that. They're like, oh, really? What's going on over here? Is this meeting changed? Right? So, but guys, you want to make sure that's a really good point. So you're making sure you're just being professional on what's happening on your screen at all times. So I want you to practice this afterwards. So this is pretty much what it is right across the board. So it's very simple. You just practice with it a few times and you can run through it. But this is a massive way to actually screen share. You get the app. And then when you go down to the very end, you're just like this, okay, I'm going to pop over to your house. Where are you located? I'll come there. I'll come to you. You go over to their house. Now, some people might still want to be in person, but now you have the option of doing this. And this is also a great option for all the time. If people are like this, you know what, I'm too busy. Well, guess what? You have about 15, 20 minutes. We could probably do this over the phone. No excuses anytime. So this is awareness that we can actually do this. Now, don't let that be the sweet mark. I did 30 presentations today, right? Because if you did 30 presentations today and you got none, I would never do this again. because you're horrible at it. No, I'm joking. But truly, right? If you got 30 zeros, right? Okay, so here's the script. This is actually by the wonderful Mike Greco. So awareness phone script. So this is something that we're going to quickly practice and going through. Hi, may I speak with, this is obviously Mike and his combined way of doing it, but this is Mark calling you. The reason why I'm calling you is that everything going on with the world right now, our company has made it our priority to reach out to as many Canadians as possible to provide them education and awareness about how our services can help during this difficult time. To help facilitate this, one of the services we are offering is a special precaution and in a webinar-based appointments to work flexibility in everyone's schedules to help to get out there in front of the situation should any unfortunate events actually happen, right? As you know, we are typically put off until tomorrow, sometimes never gets done. So what would you say is more convenient, sorry, it's blurry here, is more convenient for you to schedule earlier in the week or later? So you're gonna go through the exact same stuff. Now again, this is just a script that you can run by, but what I'm liking is probably the first part, that it is our company is giving out there, Combined Insurance is going out there and asking us to go out there and educate Canadians and just provide the awareness that we actually have a solution for people. So again, I just want to take a bit of time to go through this on a web base if you're not wanting to meet in person, but we can do this on the web base, right? So that's exactly what he says. Would you be comfortable with an actual appointment where we could get together, or would you like a webinar option, which is a better solution for you? So you're just asking this, so you're giving people an option to do this, so you can actually be doing this online, right? So obviously you want to be in front of them if you feel comfortable yourself, but obviously if you know that their kids are sick or the kids are home and stuff like that, you just might want to take the precautions of just doing that, and you get to go into their house and just do a quick little signatures and be done with it, right? So this is something that we want to practice on just how to say the first things, but the major one is that it's almost a call to action from the company. The company is actually asking you, believe it or not, to do our job and to actually go out there and actually call people and let them know that this is actually happening. People are going crazy right now. They're actually wiping their bums. There's things happening. I think grocery stores are capitalizing because now they're like, oh, I never sold that can of food in ever, right? And everybody is going crazy. This is where they're really freaking out. They actually don't have a solution. They're just buying things. They don't know what's going on. We actually have a solution if something does happen. Do you know how powerful that is? Don't think you're getting them or anything like that. We have a solution. People are going crazy because they have no idea what to do because they've never seen this before. We actually have a solution. It's crazy. I don't even know how that happens, but we're the first time we're ever in insurance, so for Abigail and Dana, everybody here, we actually picked the right one that actually can protect for this certain thing. It's our job to get out there. So what we want to do is turn to your neighbor here and kind of run through this. It'll be on Zoom anyway, so you can just kind of run through a bit of this here just to practice it so you can feel better about it. I know it's a little bit blurry in Edmonton. We do the same thing on Zoom in Calgary and in Victoria, and we'll come back in a minute. All right, turn to yourself, give yourself a high five and say awareness.
Awesome job, Maggie.
All right, so I apologize to Zoom. We'll bring it back, guys, here. I apologize to Zoom because I left the mic on, so guys, I apologize for that. But definitely call somebody on your team here. Practice this thing. Get this script going. It'll be in the group. Dana will punch this whole thing in the group so you can actually go out there and do this. But the major thing is, guys, if you have been here for a while, you should be calling every single one of your clients, and you should be reviewing their coverage. You might have to do some extra work. You might have to work 24 hours today. You might have to work 24 hours tomorrow, but you can actually protect people and get them there, right? So you're just being like this, hey, I was just reviewing your coverage, and I found out you do have, you have great coverage, but you have a little bit of a gap on what's going on right now. So the company is asking us to review everybody's coverage to make sure they're finding out what's going on. So we actually have one of the only policies out there in the industry that can actually protect for this. So we'd love to sit down. We can do it either webinar or in person, which is better for you. Do you hear that in my voice too? Does that sound like, hi? No, it's energy, it's going somewhere, it's talking, it's practicing, it's getting it ready to go. So if you have 5 clients, great. If you don't, you probably have 500 people you haven't talked to. Might even 1,000, maybe even 2, maybe even 3. Doesn't even matter. So you can call, you can help Paige Gee, help call her clients, right? Whatever you want to do, this is our job to go out there and do this. So you want to talk to more people. So it's 2 different scripts, but guys, honestly, this is amazing where you can go out there and do. Let's give Combined a huge round of applause right across the board. I really believe this is going to blow up our company, and we got to be ready for it, right?
I think this is the way we all get on the Mexico trip.
Sorry. This is how. You know what? That's a really good point there, Abigail. Abigail said this is a great way for us all to go onto the Mexico trip. And what she means by that is that we go do the right thing. We can all celebrate for saying that we did the right thing. We didn't just sit at home when something happened and we can go do something. We actually did something here. There's no excuses for anything like this. That's what D6 is really about. You can't hide. You can try, but sometimes somehow I don't let you, right? Or we all don't let you in this thing. So go out there. We can all go be in Mexico as a celebration that we went to work during this time and we didn't go hide, right? We didn't have somebody coming over to our house. So when someone asks how you are doing, like, how are you? Here's a little thing that Dan has been doing right now. Honestly, I've been so busy. Everyone is calling me to meet me so I can help protect them from what's going on out there. This is what you should be doing today. You're calling every single person that you know to letting them know that this is the company. Now, put it on the company. Don't say, I have this, because it's too personal. It's too first step, right? The company is asking us to go out there. Again, it's a company for around 100 years. They have this amazing product, and they want to let people know that this even exists now more than ever. So it's our job to get out there and call people and just let them know. But again, if you just do a post on Facebook, that ain't going to work. I promise you, people are not going to do that. So you got to make sure you're calling people. So what do you mean? They might do a follow-up question, right? I don't have a lot of time to chat right now, but let's grab a coffee soon when works for you. Boom, boom, right? That kind of stuff. Or number two, it's a little much to explain on the phone. Do you have a couple minutes? Great. I'll send you a Zoom link and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See where the action is, where the urgency is, what you're doing. The confidence is there, but you want to have this going in your business. You want to start talking like this, right? So again, obviously this is a shot for our businesses to, really boost up, because we need to go out there and protect people for the right reason. So I'll leave this on the screen for a couple seconds here. Great job, Dana. Let's give Dana a huge round of applause again for all these wonderful slides. Got a couple pictures, and we'll be able to throw this in the El Grupo. Okay. So I want to ask you guys a question here, really simply. And this is a bit of awareness as we get into the video here today, and the video's it's gonna be a good one today, but did 500 people call you this week asking if your company covers this virus? Right? Did 500 people call you? So there's two questions, right? One, you probably just got started here, right? And or somebody, I don't think we have anybody that has actual 500 clients, right? But here is the difference. Did 500 people call you today asking about this virus? Because if they knew what's going on and all this panic and they're getting all this toilet paper and all that kind of stuff, they should be calling you about this. As Ryan said, they knew more than a person that was in the financial industry. Let's give Ryan a huge round of applause for that. That means he's educating, taking the time to make sure that they're understanding what it is to talk to them afterwards, right? Guys, most of the time when you sit down with somebody, they might not even know what they have. They just might be just like, I got something today, because they, so you want to make sure you're going back. So first question is, would you like to be the solution for this many people? So a couple yeses out there, right? If it's not, then obviously there's probably something different you want to go out and do. That's fine, but this is the business that you want to be in. Honestly, right now, it's recession proof. We really do this. We were always saying we were recession proof. Right now, the biggest things happening right now, your business could actually be booming. I can't even understand I've ever seen it like that. We have people that are dentists, the people that we think they're secure for life are scared that if 2 months goes by, they're going to lose their practice. Isn't that crazy? And right now we have a chance to go out there and protect people. It's unbelievable what we have here. So how would you like to be the solution for so many? Step one, go get 500 clients.
Done.
Right? This is the thing that you want to have 500 clients when something like this happens. Everybody looks at me like, oh, we had the time to do this for some people that have been here. Right? There's so many things, like how many clients has Janelle been getting over the last, right? 2 weeks. So this stuff happens in the world. We actually have it. So this is an awareness for me, for everybody here, that we're probably not doing this strong enough.
Right.
And we're trying to trick ourselves, get points, get all these types of things. But really at the end of the day, if we had 500 clients, 500 people would be calling you right now, and maybe only half of them actually have what they have, the need to, or they need to boost up. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
So your business could actually explode and get more referrals and everything like that. So imagine, this is just talking to your clients. What if you're talking to get referrals? Who else do you know that's been kind of going crazy in their life right now? Who of all your friends is going a little over the top with the corona? Let's get them to talk to me right now, really quick. Do you know how crazy that is? You can always find that question. And step two, even probably just as important, continue to educate and visit your clients so they know exactly what they have. The reason why you might even have 300 clients, but they're not calling you, is because you probably are not following up with them. What did Dan say today? It's only because he called last week, so it's on their mind. But if they don't know what they have, and you don't have 300 people calling you, you have all these clients who are not calling you, it's because one thing, they probably weren't explained to it that well, and you haven't even visited them enough. So this is now giving us an extra awareness to make sure we continually to focus to show people what exactly that we have. Make sense?
Another thing too is that they probably think that they already have it, because I had a client that called me and said, "Hey, Abigail, for that coronavirus, I'm protected, right?" And I said, "Well, you're protected halfway," because she had the HES. And what I realized was, because we show them the different programs, they kind of all blend in together. When they finally decide which ones they want or they can afford, they think they have the whole thing. And so with that was really good, because now I have to go to Calgary and sell her more, but she's going to have a group of people there, because they're all asking her, because she was saying, "Oh, I'm already protected, I'm already protected." and she wasn't, but she's going to be, and so are her friends. So that's the beauty of that, and following up with, which made me realize how much I need to follow up with all my clients to make sure that they realize what they've got, and if they don't have it, they'll have it.
Awesome. Let's give Abigail a huge round of applause. And that's it, guys, right? I mean, you can feel the energy, feel what's happening. Paige just told me that there's like 3 people texting her right now, being like, "I'm covered," right? And now she's going to have to go through, she probably knows the coverage already, but she's going to go through the coverage and be like, "Half? No. Now we got to get you something," right? So now it's, yeah, remember you only chose accident? This isn't awareness. Remember, everybody thinks they're invincible? Randy looks at me, he's like, right? Like myself, right? I probably wouldn't have got sickness before, because I thought that I got a kidney stones. Boom, right? The worst realization ever. All right, so at the end of the day here, what happens when Combine puts money into marketing and you have thousands of clients? Retire. Maybe work hard. But the idea is, what happens when Combine puts money into marketing and you have thousands of clients? See, right now, they have no presence. They have nothing. But they are starting to now going to have a social media presence. They're going to start to do these things. They're going to start to put money into it. Guys, right now they have a $0 budget for anything like that. This year they're going to put in $365,000, so they're putting $1,000 for every single day. That'll be a budget that'll probably pop to $1 million. Do you guys understand? How many clients do you want to have when they start seeing Combined everywhere? They're not going to put money into advertising, but they're going to start putting into social media, which just is as powerful, and it's just cheap, and it's actually like really quick to do that. So then they start seeing Combined, they start seeing this kind of crazy protection. You have 500 to 1,000 clients, and it just spreads. Or you're going to be like, "I was one of the people that was there, but did not care," right? Are you ready?
Yes.
I know, guys, and I was talking to Kaylee the other day. She's like, "Sometimes it's overwhelming, Mark, the way you talk." I know, but that's what this is. If you didn't have it like this, I was like, "Oh, you know, it might work." You wouldn't get it, right? So we're talking to the people that want to go get this thing done. If you want to change your life and actually set it up for the future and actually be really actually helping people, and you want to get that away, go to these appointments and talk to these people, share that this thing exists, and just ask them for a decision. There's nothing wrong. Then they'll give you an objection. They can ask them more, because really they know they need this, and especially with this time of crisis, guys. It is amazing what we have here, but we got to go to work. We actually almost have a duty as Canadians to go out there and do that. That's our part, is going out there and doing this and sharing this as much as time. And if you don't want to be out there spreading it, go online and just start practicing that, so you can go out there and share people. People will love that and be so thankful. I know Teresa's done this so many times, where you can actually probably show it in 15, 20 minutes, give them awareness, and be like, "Honestly, I can come and sit down with you and go through the rest of it in person, or we can continue to do it online and just go through it." And some people are like, "You know what? Get over to my house, Abigail. I got to see this thing," right? It's amazing what we have here, guys. So honestly, we're going to watch a little video here. And with the video here, I hope it should be in the group now. The video today is on the people that you surround yourself with. And again, it's a great video. I hope you can definitely stay a little bit longer, guys, because obviously most of us are in Zoom. But watch this video, but understand what we have here. You have people that want to go the extra mile. You want to surround yourself with people that are going to inspire you, pick you up every single day. And if not, then you've got to find some different ones if you want to be successful. If you want to be part of that 1% that we're talking about, you probably have to have friends that are in the 1%. Right? And then, because if you're hanging around the 99 all the time, and there's nothing wrong with having friends that are in there, but if you're hanging around all the time, they're not going to be getting to the 1%. You're not going to be doing what 1% is doing. So honestly, guys, this is a great video today. I'll push play on Zoom and in Victoria and Calgary, and we'll come back in a little bit. All right, let's give that video a huge round of applause. Or 3 people anyways. Yeah. All right, so what we'll do now, guys, is we'll get to R2A2. So the idea of an R2A2 is just to be like, the idea I got was what it means to me. Here's how I'll use it. My starting date is. So the idea I got was, it means to me, I'll use it. My starting date is. So what is your R2A2 from today? Take a quick 30 seconds to do that. All right, turn to yourself, give yourself a high five and say thank you for the R2A2. R2A2. All right, guys, let's close this thing out here, guys. So great job, everybody. Honestly, great training. I just want to give you guys a huge round of applause for being on Zoom, being on the rooms and everything like that. It's champions like us that we can go out there and learn from this and be here so you can be awareness. So you could have been anywhere. You could have been hiding out in the woods, whatever it is, with Abigail's tent. But no, that's her tent. Unshareable. It is for one person. But I am right. But the idea is what we're doing out here. So great job, everybody, and be safe. Make sure you guys are honestly just washing, wiping things and all that kind of stuff. Just be a little bit more precautious as you're going out there. Obviously, if you don't need to go out to a major event, don't go out to major events, right? Obviously, we'll still have the trainings here. I'm going to be here every single time. But at the same time, if you're out of town or whatever, just jump on Zoom. To be safe. It's always good to be that way, right? That's why we have the technology. But I would say, if you can, do what you got to do. On that, great job, Paige, for her amazing claims corner. Great job, Paige, the broken man. All right. So and also great job for Paige on asking for the decision, right? Let's give her a huge round of applause. That's what she's doing. That's a step-by-step, very, very simple way of doing it. So you want to practice it. It's an easy thing. And it might just be that little thing that you haven't been doing at there. You're just like, what do I do afterwards, right? And that's it. So you just break it down and then let that be the decision, and you're going to get better and better and better at it. At first, it might feel weird and hurt. That's called the comfort zone, and it's a good thing. And it's not scary. It's just excitement, which is energy. So you're just going to get outside it, and after a while, it become common day, right? Awesome. So let's give another huge round of applause. And then the wonderful Dynamite here, obviously, for doing this wonderful training today, but also doing all the screen shares and the zaps and all that kind of stuff. So we have it in the group. Let's get it up for Dynamite. If you guys need any questions, talk to your sales rep, but go and practice that first on your iPad so you can actually feel good. Don't be like, because you might need to be able to teach people what Zoom is, right? So you need to practice that before you're going through it. So think of it like you have to be almost a teacher. So you might have to practice it once or twice. So great job there. The company stance, guys. So take the company stance. Don't be like, I've got to protect you. Again, you might think that that's a good thing to say. It's probably not. It's always great to come from a company standpoint. It's third person. It's always a bit softer. The company is asking us to make sure that we're reviewing all of our clients and seeing what we're doing. The company is asking us to reach out to everybody that we know because we just started in this business, just got out of school, but they're asking us to reach out to everybody they know to show that this company even exists. But also right now, the urgency is to tell people what we do have. And then we have the only products out there in the industry that can actually protect for this type of crisis. Amazing, right? But come from that angle and memorize the script. The script will be in there. So let's give that a huge round of applause for Combine for all it does. And then obviously, guys, find the right people. This, at the end of the day, the video, it kept speaking to me all the time. It's like, find the right people that want to go do stuff. At the end of the day, there's people in the world that are looking at this as an excuse. I believe schools are shut down because people just don't want to work. I believe certain things want to be like that, and obviously you want to take precautions, but people are looking for something like this in their life. And for honestly, the real champions, if you want to be part of the 1%, you don't look for excuses, you look for solutions. Yes. And that's what we're doing here. We have the greatest solution. So we'll find out this week if you love to care and help about people. That's the real talk. Right? We have a shot here. We can go and do stuff, or we don't, right? And that's the amazing thing. So find the right people, connect with people, show these people, right? You want to find people that want to listen to you, that want to celebrate with you, that want to win with you, that want to keep you accountable, right? Sometimes I know I'm a little bit harsh sometimes to some people, right? But the idea is that there's no hiding in life. If you want to go and play by a lot of the excuses in life, you might not to hear what I'm saying, but I have to go through this thing too. I talk to myself a lot too. And I'm like, where are you showing up, Mark? Because right now I took the biggest awareness that I haven't been doing enough here. Because we're not out there. No one knows who we really are yet. So we've been playing small this whole time, but we're not going to play small anymore. We're going to start playing big. I want to let you guys know that we started averaging 30,000 last year. Now we're averaging over 50,000 in this new year. And we had to make up for a whole month of being really low. That's what's happening in this. We're getting better and stronger. Do you want to be part of this? Are you getting better and stronger? Are you adding value to people? I love the question there today. What benefit program are you being to people? Right? Are you being that shoulder to cry on to be the excuse? Because you call me, you guarantee I'm not going to be talking to you that way. Oh yeah, no, I feel so sorry for you. I want to make sure that you can find a solution where you're going and how you're going to get there. Because I also have to be, in my life, my personal life, I have to be strength to my people around me and my family. My sister got to lose her job and I have to take her mortgage on. It's tough. But at the same time, I'm like, bring it. I don't care. I'm working hard. That's what you can go out there and do. Is you're really providing for your family and doing the right things. You have it here because I'm telling you, we actually have this many people improving, making more money than they've ever made in their life, year after year after year here, and we're just getting started. This is a chance to change everything in your life if you want to. We got to go out there and change people's lives right now. We have a mission. Let's go out there and do this because for District 6N,
We got this.
for District 6N,
We got this.
for District 6N,
We got this.
turn to your neighbor, give them a fake high five and say, we got this. Great job, everybody. Great job, Zoom. Great job, everybody. Thank you, Jester. Thank you, everybody, for doing all you do.